Viewfinder. Image. Stop record. Viewfinder. Image. Speech off.
Okay, guys, you already know what happened. I accidentally stopped the recording, but I still went on and uploaded that first part. So this is part 2. We're picking up where we left off. I was just saying, if you hadn't checked my Instagram, I had listed all the ingredients that you need for the banana pudding, and then I also alluded to what you are going to need for the banana walnut bread. But let's go for it. I'm going to show you guys some things I'm using today. So okay, number 1, I'm using a Hamilton Beach. Let me step back to make sure you guys can see. I'm using a Hamilton Beach hand mixer. It has the 3 attachments, and it is a 6-speed hand mixer. This is the one I was telling you guys I got from Target that I was supposed to show you in the last video, and I forgot to show it to you guys. But this is it. It was $22.99. They're still doing different promotions where you get $5 gift cards. Earlier today, I got a notification on the Target app that if you spent $15, you got a $5 gift card. And it was on toys. So if you spent $15 on toys, then you got a $5 gift card. And then if you spent $25 on Good and Gathered brand items, that's all over the grocery side, then you got a $5 gift card. So if you know you're gonna pick up a couple of toys for the holidays, and then you know you're gonna do a little grocery shopping, that's $10 that you could take off of this hand mixer, and it would come down to $12.99. You know you're gonna use your red card or scan your Target app, you get your 5% off. So that's gonna take, you know, $1.15 off of your price. So, you know, that's taking it already down to what, $11.85 plus tax. And you got you a Hamilton Beach hand mixer. So guys, that's what's going on with this. Okay, so this is one of our tools, our handy dandy tools. And then the next thing we're going to be using, and this is about banana bread. We're going bananas. This is what we're making. And these are the bananas that I'm using. They're nice and ripe. There's 4. I have 4. I have 5 bananas here, guys. Some of the recipes say you can use 3 large bananas or 4 regular sized bananas. These bananas are kind of on the small side, but because I am splitting my recipe, where I'm using half for just traditional banana bread and then other half for the walnut and possibly dark chocolate chip banana bread, then I want to put 3 whole bananas in the side that's strictly banana bread, and then 2 whole bananas in the side that I'm going to put walnuts and possibly dark chocolate chips. So I have 5 ripe bananas here that I also picked up at Target while I was there. And then I'm going to use this pan that I use for the vegan cornbread dressing. If you didn't get to check that out last month's series, definitely go on and check that out. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Let me know what holiday dessert recipes you'd love to see me put together. I'd love to do it for you all. And let's just keep going. Okay, so I'm going to use this pan. I'm going to use this one for the banana walnut dark chocolate chip bread. And then I'm going to use a brownie pan. Of course, you guys know, the ones of you guys that have been hanging in there with me, Charles can barely stand it. I'm using this brownie pan. It's a non-stick. Both of the pans are non-stick pans. I got this one actually out of Macy's home department. And so I'm using this brownie pan for the traditional banana bread. So those are my 2 pans that I'm using. They're non-stick. And then let's get into my ingredients. So I'm not let me tell y'all this. Hold on. So please leave any questions or comments you guys might have down below. I love interacting with you guys. A lot of my subscribers, you guys like to send me private messages. which is really cute. So keep doing what you're doing. I don't know where my dark chocolate chips are, guys. I usually keep them right here. They're not here for some reason. Oh, here they are. I'll put them in the top. Okay, guys, so I get these Private Selection dark chocolate chips from Kroger, and Private Selection is a Kroger brand. I've made like at least 4 dozen cookies, and I still haven't used all these dark chocolate chips. And so now I'm possibly going to add these to my banana bread. For some reason, I just feel like it's the right thing to do. It's going to taste really good. But I'm not going to use a lot of this at all. Like, I'm probably going to use 2 tablespoons at the most. If you don't know what tablespoons are, like if I had to count these little blocks, I'm probably going to put like 12 of these little blocks in the banana bread mixture. Okay, so I'm using that, and I got my recipe combination from the ambitiouskitchen.com and veganista.com, veganista.com. So shout out to them. I kind of just flip through recipes, just kind of like seeing what people are doing, and then I just come up with my own recipe. But I did look at theirs. They were like the top 2 choices on Google, or if you ask Siri like I do. So definitely check them out. They have some great ideas. I'm using vanilla extract, only like a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm not using sugar. All the recipes say use like pure cane sugar. I'm using honey from the state that I'm in, which is in Georgia. And I got this honey, I get it from Kroger again. And then I'm using all-purpose unbleached flour. The recipes say arguably between 1 3/4 cups or 2 cups of flour, and there's different choices. Some of them are saying use a non-dairy milk of your choice. Some of them say use almond milk. I'm going to be using the Good and Gathered organic coconut milk. And it's still in the refrigerator. I'm going to be using that today. And I think it told me to use like 1 1/4 cups of the milk. And so that's what I'm using. And then some of them say use all-purpose unbleached flour. Some of them say use a mixture of flours, all-purpose unbleached, plus wheat flour. Some of them say use, you can use a coconut flour, like there's almond flour, all different ones. It's totally up to you. But I'm using all-purpose unbleached flour. And then, okay, what I already mixed in here with my Be My Eyes volunteer from Hawaii. So thank you so much for all your support. You guys really do affect my life positively, helping me have more independence. And I just love you guys. Thank you so much. And I had a Be My Eyes volunteer all the way from my favorite place, Hawaii, guys. So rock on. Okay, so this measuring cup here is exactly 2 cups. So I will fill this up with flour, and this will be my 2 cups. Is 16 ounces. 16 ounces equals 2 cups. So, but what's in here already is maybe like 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Some of the recipes say you don't have to use baking powder. Some of them say you can use 1/4 of a cup. Some of them say use 1 1/4 cup. It really depends on how much banana bread you're making. I'm used to adding baking powder to things when I'm making them from scratch. And this is the one that I got. I think this is the Good and Gather brand. I got it from Target. And then, so that's what I added, about a teaspoon of baking powder. It said to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I used my kosher salt as usual. I don't know where I got that from. I think I got it from Kroger, honestly. It said to use a full teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So that's in here. and it asked me to use a full teaspoon of baking soda. And I definitely got that from Target as well, okay? So that's what's in here. Ground cinnamon, baking powder, salt, and baking soda. Okay, so that's what we're doing, guys. As far as the walnuts, I did get these walnuts from Target as well. And I'm pretty much going to use maybe like half a cup. I'm going to see once I finish mixing everything together, I'm going to see how it's looking. I'm not going to use this entire thing of walnuts because I don't want my bread nutty like that, like too crunchy. So I'm probably only going to use like half a cup of the walnuts. And I did get these from Target, and so that's that, guys. Okay, so all right, so we've got everything we need now to mix everything together. Let me unbox this Hamilton Beach hand mixer with you guys, because that's what you're getting ready to hear next is me using this, because I have to blend. Now, some of the recipes say you can mash your bananas with a fork, which you definitely can. Okay, let me show you guys when you open it up. The largest portion, the mixer, is wrapped in this paper, and it's a warning sign all over the paper telling you to make sure that you make sure the plug is not obstructed when you plug it in, and to make sure that all the attachments are properly inserted, and so that you don't have them flying off and all these things like that. So let me see, guys. So I'm just undoing the cord real quick. This stuff like this is the longest part of the video. Okay, so let me show you guys also. On here, I don't know. On here is the actual speed. So here, like if you were making the letter T, here is 0, and then if you go on the other side, like cross over this little wand here, 6 is over there. So literally you just go around to increase the speed. You just turn this little nozzle to increase the speed, and so you know it just goes from low to high over there. And then here at the bottom you can put the prongs or attachments in there. So that's what I'm gonna do. And of course there's instruction manuals, there's things about the warranty in here, but they have it nicely packed. Honestly, this was like, and so let me go over here real quick, guys. Let me get my bowl out too, because that's what I'm going to be mixing everything in. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. It's already Thursday. It's like you really have to pay attention to each day. You really have to pay attention to every single day, or a whole week will be gone. And you don't know what happened to your week. And you're like, wow, what just happened? Hold on, guys. So, yeah, shout out to Marcus Allen at the Apple Store in Lenox Mall. He's my hero. I always get him, and he always knows what to tell me happened to my phone. So, or my camera, like whatever the problem is, all of the above. Okay, so this hand mixer actually has a base that you can set it in, which is really nice. So I just pulled the bottom out. Yeah, I just pulled the bottom out. So it actually has a base that you can set it in. So, you know, let me see. And here's the attachments in here. Isn't that nice? Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about $22.99 because, yeah. here's the base. You can set it in that while you're mixing your heart out. And let me see. Oh, that's nice. Let me move my box. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna show you guys the attachments. I went on a really nice impromptu lunch date today, guys, as in Wednesday. That's when I'm recording this video, or as in yesterday for you guys that's watching. So shout out to Norman. Thank you so much. I had a lovely afternoon, and he introduced me to this popcorn place I didn't even know was inside a Lenox Mall. It's called Geared Popcorn. It was yummy, you guys. I was supposed to take a picture and show you guys, and I tore that bag up. Isn't that a shame? I let him order for me. You know, and here's the 3 attachments. So I'm going to use the traditional attachments here, but they have a whisk attachment. Like, if this is what I was talking about in the other video that you could use, but I didn't want to use it because I didn't want my pudding too whipped. Like, I wanted my pudding to stay at a certain thickness when I was making the banana pudding. But this is a whisk here. You could use this. This works really well for like folding eggs, or if you're gonna make your own whipped cream. This works really well for that. Anything that you're just gonna do a light, you need a nice fluff to it. Even if you're gonna make hollandaise sauce, which I don't like it at all, but it's popular, and the whisk is perfect for that. So you just put it on the blender, on the hand mixer, and then just whip. Anyways, guys, so yeah, that was super nice, guys, to go to lunch. And I want to give a huge shout out and recognition to all the wonderful veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your commitment and your contribution to our safety and well-being and freedom. And so that's that. All my uncles are Army guys. My grandpas are Army guys, and you know, we appreciate you. So happy Veterans Day, guys. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna rinse these attachments and connect them to the hand mixer, which I don't really know. They call it a hand mixer because it's not the, you know, industrious one, you know. Let me see if I did this right. Oh, I think I did it right. So I'm just popping them into place. The little holes right there. I'm just popping them into place, like, okay. And let me see. I popped the other one into place with no problem. It seems like, okay, well, let me figure this out. I don't know why it's not just going in. Sometimes and when I like my strategy, I put the other one in with no problem. Okay, let's figure that out. Cause I gotta puree my bananas. So while you guys are waiting on me, if you're making this dish with me, you could go ahead on and start mashing your bananas if you're gonna do them with a fork. So that's gonna take a little bit of time. Cause once I figure out what's going on with my hand mixer, it's only gonna take a couple minutes for me to blend everything. And we're gonna literally be putting this in the oven for the next 35 to 45 minutes, and we're finished that fast. Guys, let's pray. So usually when you want to release your attachments, you just press the same nozzle that you use to control the speed. You press that in and it releases your attachment. So I'm trying to understand why this attachment is not going in here. Okay, there it is. So it went in, guys. Praise the Lord, it went in. So let me see. There it is. Yay! Okay, cool. So we got that done. Alright, let me peel my bananas. So you guys know I got the same complaint every week. My kitchen's too small. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just literally peeling these bananas and throwing them in my bowl. There's no magical way about it. I'm just okay. And then I'm going to place my pan with my butter. And you guys know I use Smart Balance for my alternative butter, my non-dairy substitute. I use Smart Balance. And if I don't use Smart Balance and I'm going to use a dairy butter, I use Land O'Lakes. And it said to put 1/3 of a cup of your oil. You could either use a coconut oil that needed to be warmed and cooled. So it didn't want it to be in the hard form, it wanted it to be all the way melted. So I wanted it to be all the way melted and then let it set and cool. Or you could use, you know, whatever oil you decided. Which me, I'm going to always, when I bake, I prefer to use a butter substitute for my oil. To me, it just comes out so much better. So I use a butter substitute, and that's that. Okay, great. So that's 5 bananas. I'm going to have those blended in a second, and then let me see, because after I whip all this together, so you gotta put all your wet items together first, and then you put your oh shoot, guys, I almost fell. Okay, you have to blend all your wet items together first. So that would be your bananas, your oil, if you're gonna use coconut oil, your butter. That would be your vanilla extract, your honey, or your sugar. I mean, not your sugar, your honey. Or if you're gonna use molasses or 100% maple syrup. So those are your wet items. And then you put your dry items, you fold it into the wet mixture. So 1/3 of a cup of oil is like, it's about maybe a stick and a half. If you have your butter substitute in if you have it in a stick form, like if you're using Country Crock, which I don't recommend anymore because it has soy in it now, then you could just use like 1.5 sticks of it, and that's gonna pretty much equal 1/3 of a cup of oil, unless you're gonna use the coconut oil. And you wanna use the coconut oil that comes in that, man, what did I do? You wanna use the one that comes in that, what do you wanna call that? Hard form, I guess, because you're melting it. And then letting it cool to room temperature, if that's what you wanna do. Me, not so much. I don't want to do all that. All I want to do is a zoom, 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 and no. All I want to do is all I want to do is melt this butter and fold it into my mixture. Another reason why I'm using butter that I have to warm up and melt is because I needed to help liquefy my honey. Since I'm not using sugar, then I need the heat of the butter to help me whip in the honey. And most of the recipes said you were going to use about anywhere from a half a cup to an entire cup of pure cane sugar or pure brown sugar. But I don't do it. So I don't buy sugar, guys. I haven't purchased sugar in 10 years. I haven't purchased sugar in 10 years. So I don't use sugar, guys. Okay. So now that we've gotten that done, that'll be melted in a few seconds. So let's go ahead on and mix these bananas. And don't forget, I have 5 bananas here. If you've been mashing your bananas with your fork, I'm pretty sure you've learned your lesson and you're gonna buy a hand mixer going forward if you're responsible for holiday dinners. I'm pretty sure you're going to be purchasing that hand mixer and not using that fork because it takes too long. That's a lot of forearm and elbow power to mash 5 bananas. But I mean, if you have a team, you can recruit a few people to help you get it. And prayerfully, if you have a deep enough bowl as well, so they're not flipping out bananas everywhere. Little thing is fast. Just getting it done. Let me show you guys what it's looking like. Hopefully this doesn't knock stuff down. Let me make sure I'm not about to knock stuff all the way on the ground. Okay. So I can't even show y'all because this didn't, I thought it was longer than that. But I'll show you guys in a minute. Hold on. Show y'all what this looks like. Let me see something. Okay, I guess it took me like what, a couple minutes to do that. Let me see. Let me put a saucer under here. I was supposed to finish this a while ago, guys. Okay, so this is my stainless steel bowl. I get these from from Macy's. These are the Martha Stewart collection stainless steel bowls. I've had them for quite a while. at least like, maybe not quite a while, but probably like almost 2 years. But there's the bananas, and I'm going to take my fork and see if they're like I really, really want. Are they whipped enough? Let me get, I always like to rinse everything off before I use it. Okay, so let's see. Almost. Okay, I'm gonna mix these for a little bit longer because there's still some kind of whole pieces in there. So let me mix these a couple more minutes. These delicious bananas. Let's mix these wonderful bananas. Okay. For just a couple more. Realized I could have been mixing this over there. I didn't even think about it because there is an extra outlet over there, so I could have been mixing this on camera for you guys so y'all won't just be looking. Anyway guys, so now I don't know if y'all can see that, but now the bananas are nice and whipped. And this is 5 bananas. If I had to guess, 5 bananas look like they come out to about 2 cups, maybe even 2.5 cups of whipped bananas. Okay guys, so now that I've done that, let's go ahead on. I'm going to add my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Of course, y'all know I smell everything. Ooh, that was a lot. But you can never go wrong with vanilla. That was a lot. Let me see. Okay, guys, that smells good. All right. Then the next thing I want to do is add my honey. I'm gonna put maybe about I'm gonna say I'm gonna use about 1/3 of a cup of honey in here. So a 1/3 of a cup might be like 5 tablespoons if you're wanting to like quantify. Okay, so I just put that in there. Oh, that feels pretty good, guys. Okay. Okay, so actually I'm gonna put a little bit more honey, but it's still the same amount, guys. I'm just not measuring like y'all would be. I would say anywhere from 1/2 cup to 1/3 of a cup of honey. I would only do 1/2 cup, guys, at the most. I would say 1/4 of a cup to 1/2 cup. Okay, so I think that's plenty. Okay, guys, so that's what I just used. Now I'm going to be pouring in the butter right now. Our non-dairy substitute, or some of you all might be using coconut oil. Let me pour that in here now, because it's definitely ready. It's been ready, actually. Okay, so we're gonna pour this in. So they're like, Kelly, how do you? Because I can hear it, guys. They're like, how do you know? Because I can hear it. So I already know Charles is not happy when I'm cooking without him. He does not like it. It's not Charles approved, guys. Okay, so I put everything in here. Charles, I put everything in here that falls in the wet category. So I'm trying to show you guys, but I don't want anything to spill out. That is the mixture of bananas, 5 bananas, vanilla extract, our butter substitute, or if you want to use coconut oil, and that's that. So those are our wet items. They do want me to use milk, and so I kind of like to put my milk in last after I put all my dry ingredients in, because if I need more or less, if I put it in now, I don't know, and I don't want to be in a situation where I have to put more flour. I don't like adding more flour. I'd rather have. So right now I'm adding in the ground cinnamon, the salt, the baking powder, and the baking soda. Okay, so I'm pouring that in there, and I am mixing that in. I'm using a fork to do this part, guys. Okay, so I just mixed that in. Now, okay, now I'm going to be adding in our all-purpose unbleached flour that I got from Kroger, and it is the Kroger brand. And I literally just dive my cup in there, and I make sure that it's full. So I just spread it out so it's a full 2 cups of flour, guys. So now I'm gonna add that in slowly so it mixes in really well instead of it just being clumped in there. Okay, so I've added some. Now let me add a little bit more. Okay. Okay, guys, it's thickening up. It's definitely thickening up. Okay, so I've added all my flour. Actually, let me put this up. Okay, and then let me, okay, I'm finished with that, so I'm putting my measuring cup up. So now I'm going to add milk because we really need it. We really need some more moisture in here, guys. Let me show you guys what it looks like before I put the milk. Hold on, let me just keep mixing it up. Shh. 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 If you smell more flour than anything else when you add the flour, you need to add another banana. You guys, if the bananas are not still overpowering everything else, you need to add another banana. So if you only did 3 bananas, you need to add another. Especially if your bananas were the size of mine that I showed you guys, which was like, maybe my bananas were like 6 inches. So, yeah, they might have been like 6 inches. Some of them were 6, maybe 7. I'm gonna give them 6 to 7 inches. Then, okay, so here it is. I've mixed everything together. Prayerfully, you guys can see what it looks like once you mix everything together. Now we're gonna get my organic coconut milk by Good and Gather, another Target brand. It was recommending that you add anywhere between 1 and 1/3 cups and 2 cups of milk. But like I told you guys, I like to add this last because I don't like to get stuck needing to put more flour in my bread. I don't want more flour. 2 cups is plenty. I don't want more flour. I want everything to be balanced, mixed so you can have a delicious bite. So, guys, this is really simple. I think the hardest thing about cooking is just getting in the kitchen and having everything you need and being organized, and then strategizing, like, what am I gonna do while it's baking? Like me, I'm getting ready to take a shower. By the time I finish bathing, it's time to take it out. And then I take it out and let it cool. By the time I finish putting all body products on and doing my hair, it's cooled down and I can taste it. Charles, be quiet. No. Charles does the most obnoxious barks when he's really pissed off. He wants to get on your nerves just as bad as you're on his nerves. Okay, so I'm adding more coconut milk now. Everything, I just don't, for me, when I think about something sweet, I don't think soy milk, I don't think almond milk, soy milk, cow dairy milk. I'm trying to think what other milks are out there. I used rice milk for everything for years, and it worked really well. And then over the last few years, I've transitioned to using coconut milk, and it's been a great transition. But I still buy both rice milk and coconut milk. I have tried the lactate milk, and I have cooked with the lactate milk, and it does do good. And I do feel good about the lactate milk, honestly. Like, if I had to drink a dairy milk, I would go for that, because it doesn't bother me, and it actually proves itself to me to be a great source of actual dairy milk. Like, not all these different, they call them preservatives, but I mean, they give those cows so many different antibiotics, and it's sad. But anyway, guys, okay, I feel like I don't need to put any more milk in here. It's a nice thickness. Hopefully y'all can see that. I don't know, but it's a nice thickness, and I feel good about. I'm gonna go on and pour half of this into this pan. I'm sorry, not this pan, the other pan. Hold on. I'm going to pour half of it in this pan, and then I'm going to add the walnuts. So for those of you all who say, no, I don't want the nuts, this is almost the end of the video for you guys, because after this, I'm adding walnuts and possibly dark chocolate, guys. I'm trying to find, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to find my spray olive oil. I put stuff in a specific place so that I can find it. Okay, here it is, guys. Yay! Okay, so, and I did get this from Target as well. Okay, so here's my brownie pan. I will tell you guys a quick secret. Brownie pans make the best steak and lamb chops if you eat that. Or if you're gonna bake a fillet of fish. It is so nice and tender and well flavored. That's a nice way to have, you know, a nice juicy piece. Okay guys, so now what I'm doing, I'm pouring half of this in here. I feel like I did a good job. Let me see. Hold on guys. I'm pouring half of that in there. Trying to get this side not to drip on top. Alright guys, so let me put my milk back up. Okay, and let's see how it's going. I probably should have never, oh, you know what I should have did? Oh, because it's dripped all over the side. Hold on. I should have made the bowl hang over the brownie pan, and then I wouldn't have extra dripping off onto the, what is it called? Where's my little spatula? Here it is. And then I wouldn't have extra dripping off the sides of my pan. But anyway, let's move on. Carry on. Let's move on, guys. So that's why we have kitchen house. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is make sure this is spread evenly. And for me, it is spread evenly. I can't play around with this too much because I mess around and have it on the floor. Okay, but I do want to place this in the oven, and I don't want anything burning. Okay, so for me, this has been spread evenly, and if you can see it, this is so this is straight banana bread. So this is going in here. It's hot in there. It's 350 degrees preheated. So the remainder of our mixture, let me wipe this up. Okay, let me go ahead on and okay guys. So the remainder of our mixture, we're gonna go ahead on and add our walnuts. And I'm only gonna add about half of, look at me guys, I poured that all over the doggone, whatchamacallit. Okay, let's move on. So I'm gonna put about half a cup. Let's make sure I didn't touch the side. That's me jumping ahead. Okay. No, this is about a full cup, actually. I put about a full cup of walnuts in there. Okay. Dang, I cannot believe I just dropped all this. Okay, and then, so let me see how that feels. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And then, I'm gonna go on and add my dark chocolate chips. I'm gonna say I'm putting about, now this one I am putting like half a cup. Just because the dark chocolate chips are going to melt and spread, and I don't want it to overtake and overpower everything else. So that one I really did add half a cup, which is like 2-3 tablespoons, 12 little mini blocks of dark chocolate. So, okay guys, I've mixed that in. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's walnuts, about a cup of walnuts, and about, 10 or 12 blocks of the Okay, guys, so now that we're done with that, I'm going to pour the remainder of this. Let me see where my spatula is. This is annoying. Okay, guys. So now I'm using the rim here. Now, if Kelly can cook, everybody can cook, y'all. Because we can all do it if we want to. But if you know you can't, then you just can't. Don't even worry about wasting food, time, energy. You can't cook. Some of us don't have the talent or the know-how or even want to know how to do it. So, if you know you can't cook, let's not waste groceries, guys. If you know you're not sincerely really wanting to get it, forget it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. We will feed you. Okay, so. Okay. Let me see, guys. Okay, guys, so praise the Lord. We got all that in there. Okay. We got all that in there. I had some running around to do today, guys. Oh, one of my. Okay, so here is the. I hope y'all can see it. I don't know. I'm gonna turn it. Let me turn it just like this a little bit. Anyway, there's the banana walnut dark chocolate chip bread. I will be putting this in the oven now. It's spread pretty good. I wonder if y'all can see this. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna put the final results on my IG, and you'll see it on Twitter. And you guys, the one up top already smells so good. As a matter of fact, I'll take a picture real quick of what it looks like while it's in there baking. And then when it's done and I'm taking it out, I'll take a picture and I'll show you guys. And then I'll slice up a few. I'll slice it up and I'll put it on a plate and I'll show you guys what it looks like sliced up, especially the banana chocolate, dark chocolate chip bread or dark chocolate bread. I want to really see, or you guys let me know how it ends up looking, if it kind of swirls together. I don't really know, but this was fun. This is our second holiday dessert for the month of November. You're watching this on the 11th day of the 11th month. It's VI Life with Kelly. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And leave more comments. Let me know what you guys like to see. Okay, so what's coming up next is the bread pudding. And I said I was gonna make bread pudding and pumpkin bread. That's what I said I was gonna make. Pumpkin loaf and bread pudding. I did get a request for a strawberry cake. What do you guys think? I had a request for pecan pie, and I had a request for I think it was guava cake. Yeah, I never heard of that one before, guys. So I'm thinking about maybe throwing one of those in the mix this week. You know, my goal is Sunday. So we're just gonna pray for that. All right, I'll see you guys soon, as in the next video, and make today absolutely amazing. Stretch yourself, stretch yourself. Okay, guys.
Speech on. Viewfinder. Stop. Viewfinder. Viewfinder. Image. Stop recording video.